Hi friends, Grant Norman with Pathway to Your Destiny. So it's been a while since I've done a video, and it's taking longer to do the videos now because for a couple of reasons. But number one is to formulate the ideas of this channel, to be able to come and do videos that make sense as I'm posting them. The last one I made was to sort of clarify what the 5 principles are and how they kind of function together. So now this video, and what I hope videos will be in the future, and as I formulate this, that's what they will be, is starting to connect those 5 to real life things. So as I'm making this career shift, and as I'm beginning a new career, it's real time. These 5 principles, how I'm applying them, how I'm doing it, how I'm taking on this new career. The new career is real estate. The new career is being a real estate agent, but also then being a real estate investor eventually. That's kind of the long-term goal, and to be financially independent. But let me back up for a minute and talk about why I made this shift in my career. So I had a 25-year career in musical theater. That's what my passion was. I moved to New York City. I starred on Broadway, starred in 2 national tours. I starred in London's West End. Musical theater is my passion. And when musical theater is done well, when that acting is solid and the music and the dancing and the storytelling, it's incredibly impactful, and it was my passion, it was my life. But then I had a family, and we decided to move out of New York City because we wanted my daughter to be around family. We wanted to be with grandma and grandpa and our aunts and uncles and have that exposure to family. So not just seeing them once a year or periodically, but seeing them all the time. So that's why I moved out of New York City. Now, necessarily moving out of New York City changes what my job is, because there isn't a Broadway or national tours and things in other parts of the country. There's regional theater, and there's different expectation within regional theater. And so I wasn't sure I wanted to continue in musical theater, but I ended up getting a job performing. And that job is a 1-year contract. This is predominantly the reason why I've shifted out of the job, and maybe I'll get more into the particulars of it to clarify more, but mainly why I got out of it, because it's 1-year contracts. At the end of the contract, you can be renewed or you cannot be renewed as far as the employer is concerned. So what if I'm not renewed? Well, that's the end of the job. And now what am I doing? I'm looking for another job. So I'm giving complete control over to them for my life. And that's not what I want to do. I also want to have my own financial independence. So I decided to take on the responsibility of starting my own business. So what business am I going to start? That I have the responsibility of the job and something that I can continue to do as long as I want to do it. And that's the research and education I gave myself to realize I've always had an interest in real estate. I've always had an interest in flipping houses. So that became more apparent to me that this is the shift. This is the shift. To become a real estate agent and then become a real estate investor. So that lays out the strategy of real estate and how that's going to play out for me. And I'm going to continue to do it. So I have several properties and several rentals. So my income exceeds my expenses, and that's how I'll get my financial independence. So now flipping back to now, real time, the reason I haven't made as many videos is because there's a lot that I'm educating myself on right now. A lot of research I'm doing. Part of the education is when you become a real estate agent, you must take a 63-hour course and then take a 100-question exam at the end of the 63-hour course. And that course is predominantly based on this book right here. Yes, there's a lot to it. Florida Real Estate Principles, Practices, and Law. So this is what I've been studying, and I've taken my test for the 63-hour course, and I've scheduled my state exam, which will happen in about a week, and that's another 100-question exam. 45 questions on law, 45 questions on principle, 10 questions on math. And I passed the first one, so I'm considering I'm going to be passing the next one. I've been studying for it and hoping that's the case. So that's a lot of what my time has been dedicated to, is looking at that and studying for that. Again, it's coming up in a week, so I'll be going right back into review and studying to prepare for the state exam. The nice thing about the state exam in this COVID-19 time is I'm going to be able to take a proctored exam, which means I'm going to be able to take it on my computer at home rather than have to go into the facility and take the test there. So I'm really happy about that. Another part of the education and why I've been busy doing that, not doing as many videos, is the flipping part of it. So as I'm looking to the future in flipping, I'm also trying to educate myself on how other people have flipped houses, how they've successfully done that. They started at low levels because most people don't have a lot of money to throw into big level things right away. So you start at a low level, you do a lot of the work yourself in the flipping, and then you flip it and you either keep it to rent it or you sell it. So I've been doing a lot of research in that. Then I need to look at the skills available for myself moving in. What am I good at? What skills do I have? What do I need to look at as far as flips go? Because a lot of the work I'm going to do myself when I first do the flips. Now, I don't have experience and expertise in electricity or plumbing, and there's certain codes that need to be passed within that. So I'm going to leave that to the professionals. But as far as replacing the floors or painting the exterior, interior, putting up walls, knocking down walls, putting up new drywall, all of that, those are the kind of things I'm going to handle. New cabinetry, all of that has to be something I have to be able to handle at the early stages. Then when I get to larger projects and I'm dealing with a lot more money, then I can bring in more contractors to get the work done quicker. And if they're bigger projects, you're going to need more people hands-on, because essentially you don't want to buy a property and have it any longer than 2 months. You want it up for sale at that 2-month point. So you don't have to keep paying the mortgage on a property you're flipping. So you have 2 months to go in and do everything you need to do on that property. Seems like a lot of time, but it's not when you consider all the landscaping, whether you're going to redo the roof, repaint the exterior, everything you're doing with the interior. You're knocking down walls. Are you putting up a new ceiling? Are you putting in an entirely new kitchen? Are you retiling the bathroom? There's so much to consider within a flip. So anyway, that's the research that goes in and the education that goes into that whole element of it as well. So a lot of what I'm doing right now is education and research. And as far as real estate goes, education, research, and then finding that organization, that organizational skill to move forward. Now, that's what I'm doing personally. These 5 points, and that's the point of the whole channel, can be put in place for anything you do. Anything you do to educate yourself and research what it is and to be organized moving forward is very important. So one of the first things you do is have to educate yourself and to do the research to find the best course moving forward and to organize what structure it is you want to move forward with, and then set those strategies up so your organization can help that strategy work. So that's the beginning part. That's really what's happening for me right now. I'm going to take the test in a week. I'll become a real estate agent, and that education continues for me when I begin to be mentored by my friend at the brokerage office. So I will have a lot of education coming up in the next year, and I'm giving myself time to get that education. For as far as I'm concerned, I'm educating myself and I'm doing research for the next year. When sales happen, that's going to be because I'm educating myself and because I'm putting myself out there. But education is the first and foremost thing, because as a real estate agent, anything you do, to be an expert at what you do is your best playing card. And then obviously to be personable and people can call you and have access to you, and then you're an expert, really sets you up for success in whatever business you're going into. So that's it for now. I'm just updating you on where I'm at, and there'll be more to come. As I said, I will divulge at some point this channel. I'm actually sitting in my garage, and I divulge that to you in the future. So you can see in real time what's happening for me as I make these decisions from these 5 principles. All right, be good to yourself, be good to others. Let's make this a great day.